Justin Bieber's new album is absolute trash.
I think that these two albums lack artistic integrity.
Swag 1, Swag 2, I don't know what I'm listening to. Like, it's boring.
Swag 2 isn't working for me right now.
This album is way too long.
Hailey Bieber, we have to talk. Respectfully, you need to sit your mans down and talk to him seriously about Swag and Swag 2. Because why are they the worst albums ever?
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
This is his best album. Argue with the wall. It is.
Justin Bieber album was for the people who got soul. The people who like the blues, the R&B, you feel me?
Justin Bieber's Swag 2? Hello?
Because I have to film a debrief about this album. It is so good.
Don't even try to tell me you're not vibing to the new Justin Bieber album.
I have been playing Justin Bieber's album, Swag, on repeat since it came out.
Justin Bieber just released his entire Swag album, which is 2 parts. We were first given Swag 1 almost 2 months ago, and then now we have Swag 2. This album is very long-winded. Some argue that it's boring and it's not authentic Justin Bieber music. So in this video, I will be reacting to these takes, and I will go through the album to give you my honest opinion on the project. The entire album consists of 44 tracks, and it's about 2 hours and 11 minutes. I won't go through every track, but I will keep the track number and the title of the song on the bottom of the screen. A lot of major changes has happened to Justin in his life, and he's been in the media, he's been through the internet for certain reasons.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
We're on the sidewalk,
I don't give a f if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real guy, do you?
So when I review albums, I use my phone and I take notes on my initial thoughts. So throughout the video, I might interject just to give you a more well-rounded response. Let's go ahead and get started. Swag 2 is actually the newer project from what we're getting. So that starts at the top of the album. And so at the end of the album, we go back to Swag 1. When I first pressed play, this is what I wrote. While listening to this album, I realized that the subject matter we are hearing from Justin is a married, seasoned, and grown-up version of him. I grew up with Justin since I was young.
Change my answering machine. Now that I'm alone.
I've been a fan of him for a couple of reasons. I love his voice. I think his voice is unique. He's known for exactly what this album is called, Swag.
Swag, swag, swag on you.
Justin Bieber is used to doing a specific rollout because he's a huge star. So when I saw that there was no cover art and I saw that it was kind of a surprise and very what seemed to be rebellious for him, I immediately thought, okay, here we go. What is Justin going to give us? All right, let's start looking at the tracks, and it starts with the song Speed Demon. First off, this is such an interesting name. Michael Jackson actually has a song called Speed Demon, and there's a lot of Michael Jackson inspiration in this album, but we'll get into that later. I wrote upbeat start to the album, and the most popular one amongst men. This is very key because a lot of the opinions you'll see on the internet about this album, they kind of differ. Men are saying one thing, women are saying another, and then it gets a little bit more detailed between men and women, which songs and which of the albums resonate with them. And then I also said, I think this song is about having a situationship where you want to entertain them when it's convenient, but it's too soon to really have a deep perspective of what you are. He starts with this one to directly address the opinions of him too. He says this, they try to say I'm out of my mind, but now they're singing every line. And I like that. People are kind of saying there's something wrong with him. There's been accusations that he's been on drugs. It's upbeat, it has a groove to it, and you'll see there's more grooves in this album. Speed Demon is a great way to just say, haters, this is what I have to say to you. And I know you're listening to this album, so go ahead and sit tight, and I'm pretty sure at the end of this listening experience, you'll know all the words and maybe walk away with the favorite song. Song number 2, Better Man. I said the Spider-Man lyric is pretty funny, and it shows his personality. I mean, I said it's a great introduction to the slower moments. This album has a lot of slower songs, and each slow song has a certain meaning for the love he's talking about. Next, we have Love Song. I said the album is about the details of being in love, so I find this song to be right on the nose and adorable. The other thing that's very important about this song is
This is a Dijon. Listen, I just would have really loved Better Man and Love Song.
Those are just Dijon songs!
I haven't seen enough people talking about this, but Justin Bieber just put together one of the coolest collectives in music. If you don't know who these guys are, you need to know. This is Dijon, that's McGee, and this is Eddie Benjamin.
So when you hear this type of music, what does it make you feel?
I have to say congrats on Swag and Swag 2.
Thank
you wrote so many songs on these albums.
We were in there. We were riding, living together, going through life. And music's easy when it's real. When you're connected to your people and you have a beautiful community that is actually together to make music with him. He's one of the greatest vocalists, I think, ever.
These guys are the glue between Swag as a whole album. They really put it together and give us something fresh from Justin Bieber. And I think that it's important that we know who these guys are because they really are putting together a very, very memorable piece of music for him. And it's also allowing people to kind of walk into the door to know who they are. I do. We have to remember he's married now. I appreciate him being inspired by his personal milestone, yet here he's sharing a version of what it's like with his fans. But I feel like this is something for his fans to say, I do to my wife, but also this could be something that you could sing to your potential wife or husband. There's one lyric that I like that stands out on this song, and it's, no one gets to touch you, I do. You get it. Ownership and being possessive of who you love, which is very specific to his experience right now as a husband and even a father. I found this clip of Justin Bieber meeting Hailey's dad, and a lot of people are using this clip to support the claims that this is an arranged marriage. And I don't really know what to think of this.
Hey, my name's Steve. And the third song, how you doing, bro? It's my daughter, Haley. The third song is... Yeah, we've been enjoying your music.
Thank you. I think I made briefly.
The first song.
This clip was taken in, I think, 2009. So obviously Haley and Justin are very young. Haley looks shy, of course, because if she's a fan of Justin Bieber, of course she would be shy, and she's like, you know, a teen. But people are using this clip to just support the claim that they are, you know, set up to be married. I think you're special. This song is important to me because let's go back to Swag 1. The first female feature that we got on this new project was Sexy Red. Now he's here with Tems, who, in my opinion, they have a very good chemistry. Their voices really work well together, but I wrote this. First female feature we hear that supports Justin and his words. I hear Tems as the friend of the marriage who's either telling him what to say to her being his wife, because he's previously been too cool to be vulnerable, or just in the same room when he's saying it to her and just simply agreeing. Tems was like the support system to Justin, and either maybe this was a conversation that him and Tems had before he was able to tell her, with swag being the word swag meaning cool. It's so interesting how the word swag is used to package an album about love. Next is the most important song on the entire Swag albums, and that's Mothering You. So this album is about Haley, and it's about the new baby that they had. This song, Mothering You, is probably, in my opinion, his best song. Despite all of the pop songs, despite all of the songs where he sounds very good, this is a very emotional song, and it's very, very important to who Justin is right now. I said, this song is not only beautiful, but it has two meanings. His wife has seamlessly assumed into the mother role with their new baby, while also complimenting his wife's mother and how she raised an amazing woman. What I mean by that, it not just only has two meanings, but also has a third meaning. This is a song that I would assume, like a new father, he needed a place to just explain and, I guess, really just share how it felt to be a father for the first time. Imagine holding your kid, and as soon as you see them for the first time, you're like, wow, you look like your mom. The more that I see you every day, I'm starting to see that you look like your mom and you behave like your mom. I just could imagine that this song is the best representation of what it is to be parents. The next one is Eye Candy, and Justin is, I would assume, has been listening to a lot of older music, because I said Eye Candy is a groovy song that has Heavy Michael Jackson inspiration.
Hey, the words Michael Jackson to you. What are the first images that come to mind?
I mean, definitely King of Pop. That's like the first thing that comes to my mind. And like, he's everyone's inspiration. Like,
Next is Don't Wanna. And I said another groovy song. So Don't Wanna does have a feature. And the guys like Justin and Bakar, I believe that's his name, they sound like they're in like a movie musical where the song breaks out and they're like trying to chase the girls. And this is how we feel about you. So I thought that was a really cool moment to add another feature. The next song is Bad Honey. And I love the production because it sounds very contemporary, but like a contemporary garage band in the 2020s. And it honestly gave me chills. The bass line in this is very good. Popping My. And this is just a club song. This is another thing about Justin. A lot of people like Justin. They give him like a sort of black guy's name, like Justin Quavius. They do this thing where they think Justin Bieber has like a black side to him. And this song, Poppin' My, is basically for them, the sort of urban music lover. And it also features Hurricane Chris, which if you're a millennial, you know who Hurricane Chris is. This song is like for that audience that loves Justin Bieber. These are the people who love like his album Journals. This is not a full song. I don't know if I like it or I love it or if that's as far as the subject matter can go for this song. I am okay with it, but I just want to say that.
Hailey Bieber, we have to talk. Respectfully, you need to sit your mans down and talk to him seriously about Swag and Swag 2. Because why are they the worst albums ever? Like, to be so for real, like, you're in your glow up era right now. Like, Road sold for like over $1 billion. Like, you're chillin', girl. It's on you to sit your mans down and be like, babe, we gotta have a conversation. Your new music sucks ass and it's making us look bad.
Really? We know that this album is essentially for her, but I don't understand how that would even make sense for her to have a conversation like that. This is essentially a gift to her. That's how I see it. But the next song I do want to discuss is Open Your Heart. Towards the end of this album, it starts to turn into what I would say the youth pastor of Justin Bieber. I said, open your heart. Where the album turns gospel and inspirational, which at first listen can be annoying if this isn't your thing. But I like that he includes this because even throughout the album, he talks about sexy things, but then he connects it to faith, which the album closes with. I brought this up and I said it in this way because even though he's been talking about love and sometimes being lustful, but just talking about doing that with your wife and like being there for them and all the sort of sweet things, he does sort of ties it back to how that could be funneled into the amount of effort and the amount of connection he has with his faith. This album is about love, but then I also thought this was cool to sort of bring some sort of inspiration to people who aren't in love. Another song that I want to talk about, Everything Hallelujah. I like the concept of this song. This is a song that is a direction connection to his faith, but also I hear this song as a song that explains what it's like to be super thankful or not have the words to describe what you're feeling inside. He says everything hallelujah. He says mom and dad hallelujah. He says a lot of things are hallelujah. This is hallelujah. That's hallelujah. I felt like this was a cool concept to play with. He's just basically saying, I don't really have the words right now, but that is hallelujah. This is hallelujah. He ends the album with Story of God. He basically uses his voice to read the story of Adam. And I was like, what? This is wild. Like a mainstream artist is actually putting this on his album. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. Regardless if you're into faith or not, I thought this was such a rebellious, yet we do hear like Popping My, and then all this sort of Petting Zoo, all these sort of like sexy songs, and then kind of end it with like gospel. Only Justin could like pull this off and actually touch people's hearts.
yes.
So now we're gonna go to Swag 1. The first track of Swag 1 is All I Can Take, and this is what I wrote. Icebreaker song and 90s inspired, almost Sade adjacent. Yeah, pretty simple. It's a nice way to icebreaker into the album just to let you know this is what it's going to be like. Remember, we got this album first, and it definitely makes sense now that Swag 2 goes before this album, because before it was probably like, okay, all right. We're entering a new world, basically. The next song, this is one of the most popular songs. This is Daisies, and I wrote this. Love song about being crazy in love where it makes you feel like you're in a daze. He plays with the word daze a lot. Daisies, days meaning like the 24 hours, and days being in a daze. And then also said he always wants to be around his wife. You got me all in my head. You're in a daze, you're making me feel dizzy in a good way, but also that's all I think about you. I'm counting the days till I can see you again. Love that overtakes everything that you do. Another note I wrote is this is another McGee production. You gotta remember McGee. Remember McGee, Dijon, and Eddie Benjamin. Those are 3 people you need to remember. Next, the song Yukon. Okay, this is a love song that sparks memories, and he wants to spoil her, and he says, what would I do if I didn't love you? You know, a lot of people like this song. I like it too. Butterflies. I love the concept of this song, Butterflies. This is another Michael Jackson song. He describes money as a butterfly. Butterflies migrate. So he's talking about money. So he's saying, if I don't have the money, I still will love you. If the money's low, if the money's high, I'm still gonna love you for who you are, and I hope you love me for who I am as well. He shares the perspective of love when it comes to finances and how that may affect the way things are in a relationship. Finances do play a part of your relationship. It can be all good and everything, you know, when it comes to the intimacy and the relationships, communication, but when money's involved, that does play a significant part in a relationship. Next, I want to talk about First Place. I said the production confuses what he's talking about here because he talks about, can we go back to the celebration of our chemistry? But it's a cycle. Sometimes where things are amazing and oftentimes just okay or even frustrating. And I wrote this lyric, we get high and then we go down again. You can spread your wings in a bird cage. I just thought these lyrics just don't really match the production, which I love how it juxtaposes what we're listening to. But the lyrics are very like specific to what this experience is. I had to like stop the song a couple times just to listen to the lyrics and like, did he just say that?
In 2016, Justin Bieber gave an interview with GQ magazine. It was titled, Justin Bieber would like to reintroduce himself. So he says while he wants to get married one day, he realizes that he's young, he's busy, and he's Justin freaking Bieber. So he says in an attempt to settle down now while he's globetrotting with all these women around would surely end in disaster. And we know it did. But here's the important part. It says, what if Haley ends up being the girl that I marry? If he rushes into things and he damages her, then it's always going to be damaged. And it's really hard to fix wounds like that. And then he says, it's so hard, I just don't want to hurt her. He said that he's only ever had one bad breakup, and that's referring to his relationship with Selena Gomez, who we know inspired a lot of the songs on his album Purpose. He does also describe their relationship at the time as good. This is literally the family that he dreamed about almost 10 years ago. It was always going to be Haley.
Walking Away. It's a sweet song about conflict because remember, he's married now. If you're in a marriage or in a very serious relationship, you are going to have conflicts. Hopefully they don't turn to bad conflicts, but he made a song about conflicts. We got to talk about the Drewski interludes. This reminds me of like something out of the 2000s where you'd have like a comedian come and do the interludes. Kanye West did this a lot, sort of like a break from the album. And I think that's what Justin Bieber was going for by having Drewski kind of come in and talk about how Justin Bieber is black, but I'm still myself. I still have my swag. And I think that's what the interludes do. So don't take these interludes too serious. They're not really a part of the story at large. What I've gotten from this album is if you are married or whatever it is, when you're in a new phase of your life, there's a lot to talk about. How did you get up to this point? Was it like day to day? So I feel like it being long-winded made sense to me the more that I listened to it. It's unfocused because that's kind of how it is when you're married. There's a lot of things that are going on. You might have kids. You might have separate jobs. You're trying to figure out how do you pay for this? How do you also stay intimate and still love each other throughout everything that's going on? It could be just completely confusing all the time. I like that it's actually long-winded and sometimes it feels like unfocused. He's talking about love. He's saying he doesn't want to leave you, but then he's also saying that I love you. I think you're special. It just shows that sort of almost whirlwind or day-to-day collage of things. And this album to me feels like a collage. It's a collage of who Justin Bieber is currently. I just like how he just gave us so much, you know? we can really sit with this album and let it grow. I think this album is great. So let me know if all of this is clocking to you. Did you like this album? Let me know your experience in the comment section. If you like what you heard, head over to my Substack, which is linked in the description below, and you can read the full track by track analysis and everything else that I didn't mention in this video. And if you have an album that you'd like to hear my thoughts on, make sure you put it in the comment section below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next video.